Cold air moving through the trees, footsteps soft on fallen leaves. You said nothing, I said less. We let the silence do the rest.
Morning light on your worn coat, a quiet hum inside your throat. No need to fill the open sky. We stood still and let time pass by. In the quiet between the pines, I hear your steady breathing next to mine. No crowded noise, no city signs, only truth between the lines. In the quiet between the pines.
Wooden fence and open field, all the things we never seal. Old mistakes, we laid them down, left them there on frozen ground.
Your hand brushed against my sleeve, small enough to still believe. Not every word needs to be loud. Some hearts speak best without a sound. In the quiet between the pines, I hear your steady breathing next to mine. No rushing clocks, no flashing signs, only truth between the lines. In the quiet between the pines.
If the road pulls us apart, hold this moment in your heart, where the wind was soft and slow, and we did not need to know.
Find the quiet between the pines. I hear your steady breathing next to mine. No crowded world, no grand designs, only you and I align. In the quiet between the pines. Between the pines. Between the pines. Between the pines.
There is a road outside this town, cracked and pale where weeds push out. We used to ride our bikes there slow, race the sunset's fading glow. You said you would not stay for long. There's place was small, your heart was strong. I said I would not need much more than these wide fields and a screen door. Summer dust on sunburned skin, radio playing thin. We carved our names in cedar bark, swore we would not fear the dark. Your father called you in at night, mine left before first light. We learned young how to pretend. Some things do not break, they bend. Time moved quiet through our hands, like water slipping through dry sand. Barefoot on old roads, running where the wind blows. We were young and unafraid of the promises we made. No map, no heavy load, just stories left untold. We thought our hearts would always know. Barefoot on old roads. The year you left, the leaves turned fast. I watched your taillights fade at last. You waved like you would circle back, but life does not move like that. I stayed and took a steady job, fixed the fence and mowed the yard. Still some nights I walk that lane, feel your laughter in the grain. I heard you found a city view, tall glass skies and something new. I hope it gave you what you need, more than roots and open fields. I am not angry at the miles, or at your restless, hungry smile. We were built from different clay, me to linger, you to stray. Barefoot on old roads, we ran before we chose. You chased horizons wide, I let the seasons decide. No blame to hold, no debts to be owed. Some hearts are meant to roam, some are meant to call this home. Barefoot on old roads. Barefoot on old roads. There is a road outside this town, still cracked and pale where weeds push out. Sometimes I walk it slow and thank the girl I used to know. We met where the shoreline You were tracing circles in the sand, sun hanging low, painting gold on every fear we did not hold. I said I was passing through a borrowed town with nothing to lose. You smiled like you saw right in past the jacket and the restless grin. About your mother's hands, how she built dreams with broken plans, how you swore you would not stay in a place that makes hearts fade. I told you mine was made of flight, bus tickets and late night drives, never learning how to keep anything that felt too deep. But the light was falling slow, and truth moves fast when shadows grow. In the golden hour confession, with the sky in soft progression, I said I am tired of running far from every place my feelings are. With the sun on your reflection, I laid down my defenses. If I stay, if I try, will you hold this heart of mine? Tide rolled in around our feet, cold enough to make us speak. No grand speech, no perfect line, just your shaking hand in mine. You said love is not a spark, it is choosing in the dark. It is staying when it shakes, it is bending, it is brave. So I told you what I fear, how I disappear each year. When the air gets thick with care, I find a door, and I am not there. Your voice was calm, your eyes were bright. You said stay and learn to fight, not with fists or leaving town, but standing still when walls fall down. In the golden hour confession, under quiet skies protection, we let the daylight see the truth of all the things we tried to mute. When the last light crossed your face, I felt my restless heart slow pace. No more roads to outrun, I chose you with the setting sun. every evening when it glows, I remember what we chose. Not a promise made from fear, but one we spoke when light was clear. There is a dent in the hallway wall from when we moved the couch that fall. You laughed until you hit the floor, said we would not be renters anymore. Now the keys sit in a bowl, dust gathers where we hung our coats. The rooms echo in a different tone since you packed up and left me alone. The kitchen light still flickers twice, like it did on colder nights. We danced there with unpaid bills, making plans on the windowsills. Your coffee mug is chipped and white. I reach for it most every night, then pull my hand back to my side. Touching it would break the tide. I thought love would leave a scar, something loud, something hard, but it lingers soft and kind in the space we leave behind. It is in the quiet of the doorway, in the shadow on the stairs, in the way the silence holds me like you are still standing there. Every laugh still intertwined with the walls and window blinds. We are more than what we find in the space we leave behind. I move the couch against the wall, painted over marks and all. Tried to make this place brand new, like change is something you can do. But every corner knows your name, even when I rearrange. Memory does not ask for rent, it stays where love was once well spent. Maybe we were never meant to keep what time only lent. Maybe homes are not the bricks, but who we are inside of them. And maybe letting go is slow, like autumn teaching trees to know that empty branches in the sky still mean the roots are alive. So I stand here in the doorway, let the evening settle in, feel the weight of all the moments we were brave enough to live. You are stitched into my mind in the ordinary light. We are more than what we find in the space we leave behind. a quiet proof of what we made. Not every love is meant to stay. Some are meant to shape our way. The storm rolled in without a sound. Gray skies hanging over town. You stood still out on the porch, watching clouds erase the sun. I said we should head inside. You said let the heavens cry. Some things only heal this way, when the sky gives in to rain. Water ran down window panes, blurring out the street and names. You traced circles in the steam, like you were mapping broken dreams. We had been quiet for too long, carrying what went wrong, speaking through half-open doors, sweeping hurt beneath the floor. Then the thunder cracked the air, and you looked at me right there. After the rain falls, after the weight calls, after the silence breaks apart and washes through the heart, we stand in clear eyed, nothing left to hide. What was lost feels small after the rain falls. You told me you were scared to stay, afraid love would fade away, like summer fields turn brown and dry under endless open sky. I told you I was scared to leave, scared of what I might not be. If I ran from something real, just because I feared the fear. storm slowed down to silver drops, soft against the rooftop. We stepped out into the street, bare feet in the cooling heat. Air was clean and washed and wide, no more shadows left to hide. Your hand found mine without a sound, like peace is something finally found. After the rain falls, after the hurt calls, after the truth has had its say and carried doubt away, we breathe in deeper air, feel the answer there. Love stands tall after the rain falls. Now when dark clouds fill the sky, I do not fear goodbye. I know what waits beyond the gray, a softer kind of day. Used to wake before the sun, tie your hair and start the run. Coffee brewing, windows cracked, cold air drifting through the gaps. I would lie there half asleep, listening to the kettle speak, thinking I had endless time to learn the rhythm of your mind. We were young, unaware how fast the light thins out the air, counting plans like pocket change, certain nothing ever changes. You said one day we would leave, find a town beside the sea, where mornings move a little slow, no one has to let things go. Days turned into deadlines, dreams folded between hard lines. Softly into morning, we let the night slip by. Promises we whisper, fading with our sky. No slam doors, no warning, no tears we tried to hide. We drifted with the daylight, softly into morning light. Now your side of the bed stays cold, your picture in a silver fold. I trace the edge but do not stay, some memories bruise when pressed that way. I saw you once across the street, different shoes upon your feet. You smile like an old refrain, familiar but not the same. I thought love would end in flaming shattered glass or someone to blame. Instead it left without a sound, like mist lifting off the ground. We did not break, we did not fight, we slowly slipped out of sight. Two shadows growing thin as daylight settled in. Softly into morning, we watched the dark grow pale. Hands that once were steady loosen without fail. No anger left to carry, no heavy words to write. We let go of forever, softly into morning light. And when the dawn is clear and bright, I hold no bitterness inside. Some loves are not meant to stay, they fade with grace at break of day. You kept your dreams in a shoebox tin, under the bed where the light gets thin. Ticket stubs and photographs, corners worn from looking back. You said your heart was made of paper, folded soft with careful grace. Easy torn but easy mended, if the hands were true and steady. We met between the library stacks, whispers low and backpacks packed. Traced a line inside a book, said every soul is partly shook. I laughed like I did not agree, like I was strong as oak tree. But you saw through the ink and skin to the doubt I carried in. You said, do not hide your scars, they are maps of who you are. We are paper heart stories, written light, written slowly, passed from hand to trembling hand, trying hard to understand. Every tear leaves a mark, every fold shapes the heart. We are fragile and holy, paper heart stories. Autumn came with quiet rain. You lost your job, I lost my way. Sat on your kitchen floor at night, talking under yellow light. Bills spread out like scattered leaves. You said fear is make-believe, till it knocks upon your door and you are not sure anymore. I watched you breathe through all of it,
strings and saying I am scared today, but I will stay. You taught me love is not a flame, it is a note that keeps its name. Even when the band grows small, it answers when you call. We are paper heart stories, bent but never empty. Every chapter worn and true, every line a shade of blue. From the first tear to the last, all the moments that have passed. We are fragile and holy, paper heart stories. So if your edges feel too thin, if the world is wearing in, hold your heart up to the light. See the beauty in the lines, every crease and every seam is proof you dare to dream.
There is a bend past Miller's farm, where the water loses harm, runs softer through the willow trees, like it finally learned to breathe. You used to skip those broken stones, count the rings and head back home. Said the fast part made you tired of fighting every rising tide. Mother worked the double shift, hands always smelling faint of mint. She said life comes hard and quick, you hold on tight or you lose your grip. But you would sit beside that shore, shoes kicked off on the river floor. Say not everything must race, some things find their pace. I never knew what you meant till the years came and went. Where the river slows down and the current makes no sound, that is where I see your face, in the quiet open space. No rush to turn around, no need to prove it now. I hear your voice somehow, where the river slows down. You left for work in a distant town, steel and smoke and concrete ground, phone calls thin and far between, static where your laugh had been. I stayed back and took the land, learned the weight of weathered hands, watched the seasons rise and fall, heard your name in it all. They told me you were coming home, but not the way you had once known. A folded flag, a silent ride, more tears than the river could hide. I walked alone to that same bend, where your skipping stones would end. Water moving calm and slow, carrying all we cannot hold. Where the river slows down, I lay my burdens down. Let the moving water keep all the promises we could not keep. No anger left to drown, no need to ask how. I feel you with me now, where the river slows down. The willow trees still lean over silver moving streams. Some days I sit and let it be, the place where you still breathe in me. Found a box beneath my bed, dust on every word you never read. Ink has faded, pages bent, all the letters I did not send.
I wrote your name 1,000 times between the doubts and crooked lines, folded hope inside each page, watched my courage slowly age.
Every sentence held my breath, every stamp a quiet step. Letters never sent to you, all the things I meant to do. Paper hearts in shades of blue, still waiting for a truth. Letters never sent. Coffee stains and midnight light, kitchen table past midnight. I trace the shape of what we were, and careful words I chose with care. I kept the softest parts of me, pressed between apology, afraid your silence would return, like winter wind that always burns. So I sealed them with a sigh, stacked them high and let them lie. Letters never sent to you, all the things I tried to prove. Simple words I never used, still hanging like morning dew. Letters never sent. If I had played placed them in your hands, would you have tried to understand, or let them fall like autumn leaves, scattered by what we believed? Soft the box stays where it is, full of what we almost lived. Every page a gentle bend from letters I did not send.